starting. Welcome in to Call of Duty Challengers. We're already jumping right into the action. Cam, Burt, and Proper bringing it for you here today for the EU side of things. Stage 2, as we head down the stretch. Really, really important match today, Proper. Galacticos, they're up there higher in the standings. Team Moon, they're facing down the barrel of relegation. They really need this win.
Yeah, they could absolutely use the win, Cambert. And again, when you're looking at this, there's a lot on the line. We'll talk more about the overall standings and all the implications for the day later on. But we got to get through this raid hardpoint first. Don't want these teams to be waiting up for us. And Los Galacticos are looking pretty darn skippy off the early breakoff. They're able to get 30, 40 seconds and probably looking at about 50. Plus, they're threatening the rotation over towards New. It's going to be an isolated 1v1 inside a kitchen for the time being. But Team Moon, they have reinforcements for the middle of the map, so they should have numbers to hold P2.
Red hot out of the gates for Galacticos. 50-point lead they're able to build, but Moon, they're getting onto the kitchen hill. Got to get this kill onto Metal so they can start to focus on these players off spawn. The hit's going to be coming through the backside. Metal's finding one. Maybe a chance for his teammates to come and support, but you see the kill feed lighting up white. Last player here is going to be Nvidia, and if they can get this kill, really, really huge for Moon. Starting to make their way back into this one.
Starting to make their way, and they're doing a great job of just zoning out Los Galacticos. You need a strong hill to answer the 50 seconds that Los Galacticos got off of P1. I mean, that is just so unheard of, but here comes the second attempt from the front. Close response for Team Moon should be able to outwithstand the pushback that Los Galacticos are threatening, and now we're just down to scrap time, and yeah, you got to rotate all the way across the entire map of raid. So Los Galacticos are just trying to set themselves up inside of red and around Zig, but Team Moon, they're already threatening the rotation.
Yeah, final 10 seconds. Time to rotate over, and it's going to be Moon first ones, or I'm sorry, it's going to be Galacticos first ones at the garage hill, but you see the battle getting ready to start. 2 players against 2. Now 3 for Moon. They're moving on in. Brezzy going to be the first line. He jumps on through, gets Journey. Metal's finding one. Trades are there. Really good rotation for Moon. Now they're set up at the garage.
They're set up here, and they're doing a great job yet again. Look at the setup. Everything besides P1. That's the only time that Los Galacticos have seen so far. That's how quick this breakover inside P3 was, Cambert. But here comes the push from Los Galacticos. They took down AC. It's just 2 players from Team Moon inside of the garage. This pinch should be successful. Journey over by the car is going to get some help from the small room. Great job from Los Galacticos to battle for this 30 seconds.
So fast-paced from both of these teams to start. It's Galacticos now all of a sudden who have been on the back foot ever since that first hill. Finally getting some time here in P3. We're going to be getting set for another long cross-map rotation over to basketball court. Actually a good time for Galacticos to be falling because now they spawn out. They're going to be able to set up at the basketball court. And it's going to be Moon trying to make the long run. Huge opening from Breezy to start there going through ring. He's got 3 players there with him. They're going to try to make this hit over on the left side.
And it's like you said, just so quick. Look at the veracity of which Team Moon are just already past tiles. They're already trying to threaten themselves to go past jungle. Metal's in a great spot to try to read this, but the double challenge just a little bit too clean. So now Los Galacticos, they got to back up. They got a turtle inside the basketball court.
A lot of information there. They know that the push is coming through the back. Now these players for Moon have to make a decision. Do they want to set up a pinch? Instead, they're just going to flood on through. Huge kill from Breezy. Trades back and forth. Journey's going to find 2, and that'll keep the hard point in favor of Galacticos for the time being. They're back and forth, trading punches, and it's coming up on a dead tie here. But if Galacticos can keep this hold down, they're going to go up into the lead.
Should be able to do that too, and that's what's most important. Team Moon were about to be threatening about 100 points going inside of P3, but what a nice little resurgence from there into this exact point for Los Galacticos, but the hit coming cleanly through the pool side. Team Moon are going to be able to find their toes inside of the basketball court hill, but it's just 15 seconds before we go over towards the center of the map. That rock hill is where dreams are made of and nightmares truly come to believe, and Los Galacticos are looking to get set up early.
Some good teamwork from Moon there to find that final 15 seconds or so. Now we make the rotation to P5. Gets really scrappy here in the middle, but you see on the minimap, the setup for Galacticos, they have the positioning. Players holding down Zig, players holding down the kitchen. You can see how, for Team Moon, it's going to be hitting from a bunch of different angles right now. A couple players setting up to come through the pillars. PD and his teammate Genesis finding 1 kill, finding a second. That's going to get them onto the point. Now Galacticos spawning out. They're going to be the ones trying to make a break.
Got to be thinking that it comes down to mostly Genesis. They're in a power spot with this rock. Got to have some help. That's taken care of over by inside a kitchen, but Crossfire is going to be good. Aroma comes back in to take down the Lucky. Brezzy's still alive inside of the actual hill. Good time coming through here from Team Moon. Now we're down to scrap time, and this is time that you know Los Galacticos would love to be answer on back, but going in towards the second set of hills, it's not too far gone. Now, off of P1 from what we saw from the early get-go, Los Galacticos look pretty comfortable. But if you can battle for this last 10 seconds, which it looks like they're trying to contest, unsuccessful, Los Galacticos are just hoping that they can set up for a second set.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering if they were going to make a hit there for that final 10 seconds or so. That's what they do. They end up falling. Now they're coming off spawn. It's going to be split spawns. One player up top in Laundry is going to fall to PD. Huge kills there, getting his team onto this point as we go into our next set of rotations. Moon starting to open up a lead, up by about 50 points now, and it's coming to desperation time for Galacticos. Got to start to slow down these pushes onto the hill. Big kills back and forth, but it's still Moon in a favorable spot. They also have the spawns as we start to head to kitchen, but it's Metals here trying to make a play.
Hey, remember, Los Galacticos started off with a 50-0 lead off P1, but ever since the skipping of P2 onwards, Team Moon have just been absolutely slaying out. 18-15 for Genesis, 15-13 for Brezzy. Aroma's at a nice chill 11-9. And you can see the work that you get when you have your SMG presence that Team Moon are currently working with. Genesis are going to hit the hill one more time. Going to win that 1v1 versus Journey, and the setup from Team Moon right behind where Genesis is located at means that not only can they battle for this 10 seconds, but that's more than enough time to start threatening the middle of the map and potentially break inside the P2 spawns.
Yeah, it was Metals who hit that long route. He's able to get his team the spawns. Now the setup going to be in place for Kitchen Hill. Really, really important here for Galacticos. A chance to get back into this game if they can keep a solid hold together. The hit from Moon going to be coming through the backside. Invidian in a big spot, finding one. His teammate Metals in the jungle finds his second. Third player here is going to challenge with the nade. Not going to get it onto Terrence. And an opening at the backside for Team Moon. Now all of a sudden for Galacticos, turning their heads, trying to see where these pushes are going to come from. Two different angles to worry about. Lucky finding one at the backside. The slide challenge, good on Debrezzi as well. So far, so good for Galacticos. First 20 seconds down. Now they try to keep this hold intact to get the rest of this 30.
Oh, clean kill feed coming through from Los Galacticos. 30 seconds would just make this about an even game. Team Moon, they do not want to threaten past where this tree is inside of the center of the map, because they could force out a spawn out, and that could mean that the power positions over towards P3 would not be theirs no more. So I'm just going to end up putting a few players just to try to deal with a couple of exit frags, but you need this P3 to be big. So that way, not only will you pass the 200-point mark, but you will slowly start to strangle out Los Galacticos to giving up lives and threatening rotations continuously. But Los Galacticos going in towards P2, they had a pretty strong setup, but how's their break?
We've seen these teams cavalcading through the map on these cross-map rotations. This time it's going to be Moon who are set up here, trying to hang on to that lead as it starts to shrink down with Galacticos a solid hold on the last hill. But it's going to be them trying to make the break. Three players in waits, trying to push on through. Terrence, the shots are good with the Craig. He's finding two. Lucky's there to get his trade. Finding another one onto Breezy, and the third is there onto Genesis. Player's getting a close spawn, so he's not out of the woods just yet. Has to find a few more kills as the contest comes through from PD. Metal's going to be there to challenge. He gets the kill. Big opening there for Galacticos. They get the break they were looking for. Still 30 seconds to work with, but again, you got to start to focus on the basketball hill.
You got to start throwing it towards this rotation. That's exactly what PD's going to do. They're already over inside the basketball court. So good player number one, Journey, along with Lucky, actually spawn over by Laundry while the final break for the back 15 is successful for Team Moon. So now they can thread the rotation over towards New. They're fine with this. You're past the 200-point mark. That's okay. Remember back on P4, Los Galacticos, they didn't have all their members over here, but now they finally do. Look at the setup inside of jungle. They got to know that there are players coming through from kitchen. They got to deal with them accordingly to get this time.
Yeah, huge time to die. They get the spawns they were looking for. They have the setup now. Journey holding things down at the backside as these players funnel through the kitchen. Team Nade's not going to help as Metals falls. It's just up to Lucky right now to hold down this point. Trying to teeter-totter it back and forth into the contest. Nade's not going to connect. Big time plays out of Team Moon, and they can close it out pretty much on this hill if they can get this last 40 seconds. Breezy first line of defense. Shots into Invidian are good. Three players trying to push the pool side, maybe a push through cutout as Galacticos try to keep themselves in this game.
You got to deal with player number 8. That's Aroma. They go down. So now the back 20 seconds could be fought for. But you still have to worry about Genesis and Brezzy inside of the small room. The long SMG duo here of Team Moon are popping off. They only need 7 more seconds. And, well, it's going to be your last attempt for Los Galacticos.
It's unraveling right in front of them right now. Have to get the challenges together, but the front line is going to hold strong. Genesis and company will get it done. Team Moon take map 1, 250 to 199. And I mean, that's maybe a little bit unexpected. We had Galacticos as the favorite team in this match. How about the performance out of Team Moon in map 1? They will take it. We'll turn our attention now to a Miami search and destroy, but really strong stuff there in map 1.
Yeah, it was, and it started off really, really well for Los Galacticos. If you go back again, 50-0, they got a solid, almost unanswered 50 seconds off of P1 for raid hardpoint. That is almost just unheard of. Who's able to do such a thing? But Team Moon, they're able to answer on back quite kindly. Keep in mind that they had players just absolutely popping off, mostly around their SMG lineup of both Brezzy and Genesis. That allowed their main AR of Aroma, you saw just hanging back, just anchoring out, focusing for rotations, playing power spots when they needed to. And That's just the success that Team Moon are consistently able to find. And Los Galacticos, looking at them so far, sitting at second place for the overall standings, would definitely love to be able to lock down this win. But Team Moon desperately needed off of 67K, upsetting Los Galacticos yesterday to put themselves in a spot that if Team Moon end up losing this, that 67K could end up disregard relegation, and then Team Moon are in the red zone.
Yeah, Moon, really, really big stuff. They show the composure that they needed after going down early. They bring it on back. They take map 1, turn our attention to search and destroy. And I mean, we didn't really have a chance there at the start to kind of introduce you guys, but just to let you know about the action taking place today, you got this match going on here on the community stream, but over on the main channel, Orglis versus Connect 4 right now. Coming up after that, we'll have Train Hard versus Elite 2. We're talking about how important these matches start to get as we get down the stretch here in stage 2 for both of these teams. This is a big one. Galacticos falling into that third spot. Team Moon, they're just one place away from being in the relegation zone, so they really, really need this win. But we turn to search and destroy. Not necessarily the best game mode for either of these teams. It's going to be Miami. What are you kind of looking at in this one proper? How are Galacticos going to answer the loss in map 1?
Well, I mean, for Miami Search and Destroy, if you're looking at this from Moon's perspective, you are 0-2 on it, and at least from Los Galacticos, you are 2-1. So you got to think that this probably ended up coming through a little bit more in Los Galacticos' favor, but Team Moon still let it go. So maybe they've been working on some things apart from their 2 losses that they have. They lost 3-6 versus Orglis and actually 4-6 versus Elite 2. So those are not great losses that you want going in towards your search and destroy at a 2-6 overall record. Maybe you might just not be the best search team to be talking about, but going in towards that knockout bracket, if that's where Team Moon are going to be seeing themselves, you got to be able to clean up search and destroy on an integral map like Miami.
Yeah, we go to South Beach, and folks, it's dark right now. You got the nightclub vibe, but sooner or later, we'll be switching over to Miami Strike. It'll be daytime all of a sudden. Probably in just a couple weeks, we'll see that change take place, but jumping right into the action here. Metals up top, taking some early fire. He's going to be playing his life, waiting for a teammate maybe to try to give him some support. It's both teams stalemating at the time for the time being. Nobody wants to be the first one to fall. It's going to be Metals, actually. Journey also there at the top of the steps. His teammate Invidian trying to make something happen on these AR players in the back. It's not going to work as well. Really, really strong start here for Team Moon, and that nade will clean things up. Really solid round there on defense.
Yeah, and you can see why a lot of teams as of late, as the meta continues to change for Miami Search and Destroy, that you start to move your way across the beach, some more slow and methodical versus just the bum rush through top purple. You got to deal with the ARs that are inside the laundromat, all the way on the back of that dumpster, where you saw just all of Los Galacticos got put in the blender. They only walked away with a single kill. Genesis is one of those players that had one of those crossfires more than available, and it changed. You know, defense, sometimes they'll put an SMG very aggressive up there. North America challengers like Wester, they're very notable for doing something like that. But if you're looking at this from Team Moon's perspective, just hang out, relax, let the information come to you. So now Team Moon for an offense, we'll have to see how they do when they have to make a play, and Invidian finds first blood on a Genesis over by Curve.
Yeah, we switch sides. First blood going to be in favor of Galacticos on defense. You see the bomb there on your minimap, kind of set up over towards A, a little different look than we saw in the last round, but that life advantage really going to come in crucial for Galacticos as you got Lucky holding things down. He's got a teammate over there watching over mid, and it's a slow moment for Team Moon. They got to try to find an opening here as they lose the first life. Breezy's home at B, just trying to cause a distraction maybe for his team to find an opening at A. Got Terrence over by the boat. Still, if you're Team Moon right now, just trying to find that pick to even the odds.
Now we're down to 38 seconds, and Miami is such a big map. There is a reason why we are cutting this map down to about a fifth of its size. You got to commit towards the site at this point in time, and it's got to be B. Bomb carrier for PD knows that they got to be able to make this play, but Brezzy, they got to worry about Metals back on the stumpster.
Metals in the back. Got to have the AR. It doesn't matter. Breezy, a great challenge, showing off the movement. He's going to draw things even as Lucky goes down as well. Now all of a sudden in favor of Team Moon. They get the plant they were looking for. Journey trying to find the planter. It's not going to happen. He's going to have to make something work here with his teammate Invidian. Terrence, the shots are good onto Journey. All up to Invidian now. As his position maybe not known just yet, but as he runs through this visitor center, he did shoot a couple bullets, so they're going to know where he is, remotely where he is. Shots into Terrence, no good. Couple more players to deal with. The clock winds down. It's becoming less and less likely here for Invidian, and he still has to make a long run.
Yep, this round is just chalk. At this point, you're just hoping that you don't give more kills over 4 streaks. You can see both Aroma and Brezzy, they're both on 2 straight, but Invidian's going to try to keep their life as long as possible, I suppose. You can see all the players at least trying to hunt them down. Won't be successful. It's going to be 2 rounds in a row for Team Moon. And again, this was off of the first blood. You remember, Invidian found first blood all the way over by Curve. that is just about a few ticks off from where you spawn for the offensive team. And even in a 3v4, they isolated the push down to 38 seconds over by that B site. It was a beautiful challenge again by Brezzy. They were able to isolate Metals over by that dumpster. That was that power position that I was mostly worried about. They didn't have to worry about top purple coming out of piano. That was already cleared. Wonderful execute over towards the B zone with a numbers disadvantage.
Yeah, number disadvantage at the start of the round. They let the time dwindle away, but they're able to still make it happen. Really good stuff for Moon. They go up 2-0. They grabbed an offense, and we'll see here as Galacticos go back on the other side. If they change things up, looks like they're going to do that as they head over towards this beach. One player watching mid as everybody else tries to make their push over by the ocean side. And PD's going to be the one laying down here to watch the cross. Invidian, big first blood there from the balcony, finding Terrence, the other AR. And Genesis is going to be the one here holding down the long sight lines for Team Moon. This is looking good so far for Galacticos.
It's looking pretty good, but you remember what happened last time. It looked pretty good with the numbers advantage. They had all gone to absolute terrible places. So here comes the push from Journey. Genesis finds two. That's the blunder that I was afraid of. And now the bomb dropped in quite the precarious location.
Yeah, it looked good for a second there, but all of a sudden, not so much. Slow down your horses. Genesis finding two. Lucky here trying to creep up. He's still on that goose egg looking for his first kill of the match so far. He's taking some shots from Breezy deep, and he's going to fall to Genesis on the team shot. All up to Invidian here. He's got the Krig. He's got a long way to go. 25 seconds left. Yeah, this is not looking so good here for Invidian.
Challenge Genesis. Give Genesis the ace. I want to see it, Invidian. Do it. Oh, he gets stuck. Oh. What a toss from Petey. That was Derek Jeter, shortstop all the way to first base level action accuracy.
Like that nade fell from the sky.
Woo! Genesis is 3 in the round, though. I mean, like, look at these streaks that they're continuously finding, too. And it's not like Team Moon are doing anything crazy. They're quite literally just playing positions that they know that they can be able to find information. The rest of the players, those rotating members that aren't isolated towards either A or B, can then rotate over cleanly enough to then help out. When you're down to about 38 seconds, again, you're not rotating from A to B. If you do, you'll probably end up dying either way. You got to commit to that site. Team Moon are doing a great job of just holding down these angles and just suppressing Los Galacticos out of these unforced errors.
Yeah, slight lack of commitment at times here for Galacticos. Now they fall in a 3-0 hole. Moon go back onto offense, trying to extend their lead. It's going to be a push in through B here, maybe to start. It's actually Breezy, again, just trying to be that distraction. The rest of his team over at A. Big kill from Terrence to open things up. Invidian falls. Nobody's home now. You got one player rotating back over, but this should be a big opportunity for Team Moon.
Should be. The bomb will be planted here. There's no trophy, keep in mind. You Lucky has a Semtex. Great shots onto Aroma. The bomb's going to be planted. Here comes the flash check. Oh, the trophy just down in time. PD gets out alive.
Perfectly timed utility. Now Lucky knows that player is going to be there as he sees him cross, waiting for his teammates to rotate back over from B. You got a player on the offense for Team Moon who's coming in from behind. Breezy should have the shots on a journey. His teammates there to help. PD finding the kill near bomb. Leaves it all up to Metals, who hasn't had any success so far in this game. Still trying to find his first kill. And he's going to get it there onto Genesis. So far, so good. Not a lot of time to work with here in a 1v2. Has to get these kills quickly. Shots into Breezy. He's just going to play his life. PD's hanging out over here as well. It's not going to happen for Metals. He did his best, but Team Moon are so solid here at the start of this game. They win the hard point now 4-0 in the search and destroy. And
you can continue to play this pace, right? Because now you got PD. They're on 4 straight. You can play for streaks. You're up 4-0. And now I'm wondering if that's even got to be needed given how these rounds have just been going. Los Galacticos, every single time that we think that they have an advantage, just goes absolutely haywire. Team Moon just able to lock down the shots. Genesis at 6-2. PD is yet to die. Same for Brezzy, is just playing their roles so well. And again, it's these unforced errors. Team Moon are not necessarily giving Los Galacticos much of anything at all as far as information is concerned. And second, Los Galacticos trying to make a play, defense or offense alike, they just are caught in a crossfire. So now for offense, we have a 3-1 split. Los Galacticos would love to push towards this A side. The difference is that Lucky is over here at B to make some noise.
Yeah, Genesis has been so solid in the top of Visitor Center, holding down those long sight lines. He's going to back up and reposition over by that hut. You got Lucky here trying to camp out, maybe play a player hitting the rotation through the pinch, something like that. Genesis drawing first blood onto Journey to slow down the push. Bomb's going to fall. Metals is going to be in a big spot to try to trade this out. He's looking back there, not going to lay eyes onto Genesis just yet. In another round here where Team Moon really doing a good job at slowing the momentum. Lucky, that's a big kill to trade things back, make it even. Invidian taking shots now. It's kind of a stalemate as the clock starts to tick down. It's really looking good for Team Moon right now. They have all the positioning they need. It's Galacticos who are going to have to make the first move.
Oh, nice shots from Aroma across the map almost into Piano. We'll take down Lucky. The bomb will be recovered by Metals, using this as an opportune time to move. Genesis sees that happening, but you got to make the play towards this A side, and all the players for Team Moon are here.
Yeah, they're just going to play their lives, knowing that the plant has to happen. PD throwing the nade. It's going to connect on the Metals. He's down to so low health. He falls to that second nade. Invidian finding 2, making it a 1v1. Is he going to play the plant? He is. He is going to get the plant off. 1v1 versus Terrence, who's up top in Visitor Center. Does he have this knowledge on where this player is at? Terrence going to jump on out early here and go for the challenge. Invidian throwing those shoulders. Nothing connecting right now. Terrence around the backside. Going to get some good timing onto Invidian. Shots are there. Doesn't get him just yet. Invidian, the shoulder, the jump. It just doesn't come through. Almost had it. But another clutch play from Team Moon. Terrence is going to put his team into a closeout round.
Yeah, Roma played that so smart, right? Your top visitors building. You're in a 1v1. You got to play for the post-plant situation. Maybe it goes to time in that exact situation where you're looking at it from Nvidia's perspective that maybe they might try to chase down the kill. It was a wonderful 2-piece, but again, Roma just played the space wonderfully. You called it so wonderfully, Cam. You had no idea if you're in front of Nvidian where Roma is pushing from. They got the opening shots. They isolated it. The challenge, the slide. Hip fire with Crick 6 is good for at least from that. Cold Breeze would probably kill Nvidian after those opening shots regardless. That's 5 rounds in a row that we have not only been on Miami, but that have all gone towards Team Moon. Both the Roma and Genesis are 7-3. It's just utter dominance coming on through. The trades, wonderful. The angles being covered, marvelous. I know you all can't see the mini map, but at least what I'm watching in speculation for the arrows, the small talk for the Team Moon roster for Search and Destroy does not suggest that they're 2-6 through Elite Stage 2.
Yeah, their team play has just been top notch. Like you said, everybody playing into their roles so well as they spread out the map this time on offense. Close out round here, trying to make it a 6-0 dominant win. Bomb carrier over by B. Genesis maybe thinking about working over in support. These two players at A taking shots from Nvidian. Terrence goes down. PD trying to work up into the garage. Not seeing anybody just yet. He spots the player up top. Shots coming through. Gets some into Metals. His teammate there in support. He's going to turn on the journey, and he's going to make it 2 with the kill onto Metals. That just should not happen. Now PD trying to figure out what he wants to do next. Looking for some support with his teammate Breezy. And it seems like they have the opening at B, but maybe a last-second rotation.
Oh, red card. That's an illegal move, PD. That was such an awkward gunfight. You had no business taking down both Journey and Metals, and now you've covered out all of top piano, top purple included, so now you're going to drop this rock here. You see Brezzy is right over by the docks on the bay side of Miami. Is going to be waiting for the crossover inside of Curve. P's got to play this position so smart. They actually get out in time. 36 seconds, excuse me. And Los Galacticos, they got to win this round.
Yeah, 2v2. Trying to play the post plant. PD just playing the shoulders to check the bomb. Nobody on it just yet. Breezy finding the kill on Nvidia, who's rotating over. Lucky gets the information from his teammate that this player is going to be far out. He's just going to go right for the defuse, and he's got time to get it done. Breezy doesn't have the route to get there in time. Perfect stuff. Perfect communication from Galacticos there in that round, and it's not over just yet.
Great communication. Like you said, that kill happened from Brezzy all the way over by the docks. Positions have been traded on out. So you knew that you had enough time. That was a great and key gunfight for Lucky to be able to close that one out. But, man, I tell you, that got really scary real fast with a nice 2-piece by one named PD over on that staircase leading out of top purple. 6-2 for them now. I mean, it's never too late for a full sale, I always like to say. And although this is their first match of the day here, Cam, I guess it's got to start somewhere. Los Galacticos, you would hope that maybe this B-Rush is going to be able to be that answer that they have been missing all offense long.
Yeah, it's going to be a tall mountain to climb, but step one already under the books as they get their first win on the board. Now trying to extend things here on offense as they head towards B. Like you say, it's going to be an aggressive push on through. Breezy trying to hold things down. He's getting information for his teammates to rotate back over. This seems to be where the push is coming from. Players sliding into the garage are going to fall. Breezy getting first blood onto Metals. Lucky there with a huge challenge. The headshot coming through. That'll clean things up on the backside of the alley for now, but you still have Aroma thinking about re-challenging there. And Journey's going to lay down this bomb. PD putting some shots down into Nvidian. And he knows that the bomb planter's there with the nade. That could be valuable information.
Yeah, Aroma takes down Lucky too. So now we're in a 2v3 situation. Nice little answer of Nvidian. Takes down Genesis on the rotation. Journey isolated 1v1. Big kill. Now it's up to Aroma in a 1v2.
Trying to push through the backside of the alleyway. Journey going to be the first one he sees. The shots, no good. And it's big-time plays from Galacticos. The aggressive push to B. They get it done. And all of a sudden, starting to make their way back in this one. Still a long way to go. But so far, so good.
Yeah, again, it's one round at a time type of situation, right? When it's a full sale, you're just looking at this. Maybe you're already talking about control, but it's all still winnable from here on out. We know that Los Galacticos would love to be able to tie up the series count. Do not want to go down 2-0. This win would mean a lot for them even on the mainstream too, Connect 4 is doing quite well versus Orglos. They are 1-0 up and are leading in that raid, search, and destroy, or I believe it, they ended up winning it. But still, that's your biggest threat. When it comes down to Los Galacticos, in between the knockout bracket and playoffs, you got to be able to clean things up here. In a full sale might just take the entire wins out of Team Moon.
Brick by brick, as they try to build this house. They lose the first 5, winning the last 2. Now they go back on defense, an opportunity to keep things alive. Lucky here, holding down the sight lines at A. As we can see, the bomb is over there by A. Just Team Moon patiently waiting to try to find an opening. Breezy over here has been the distraction at B. Feels like almost every single round as he's laying down to see if anybody wants to overextend. Both teams standing still right now. Don't want to be the first blood as here's Invidian with the sight lines. Players creeping ahead. Shots into PD. Not going to get the kill. Throws the nade. He's going to back up away from that. And it's still 40 seconds left. Neither team to lose a life. Team Moon have to decide here what they're going to do eventually.
Look at the rotation actually happening for PD. Still 4v4. You got 30 seconds. This is the commitment towards this site, and you don't really have an answer or an understanding of where the rest of these players for Los Galacticos are. So Team Moon, they got to clear these angles, and they got to do them fast.
Yeah, they show their presence at A. Now rotating it back to B. The push is coming through the garage and through top piano. Journey's going to be on the piano steps here. Shots into the player pushing alley are good. The slide out on the ledge is going to result in the player getting to the bomb. So a crazy repositioning. Now Journey's the one up here in top piano. The bomb's going to go down. He tries to reflank through garage. This could be a big play. Shots no good into Aroma. He had the hard aim ready for it. And Invidian and Lucky are going to be last here. 2v3, trying to keep their team alive.
Lucky, the regen's going to come through. Did they not see fully? I mean, we know because of the X-ray, the barrel is sticking out just barely. Lucky, the gunfight Genesis smokes him. Now it's up to Invidian in 1v3 time. The immediate consideration, the post-plant situation, so sturdy. The crossfire, a little bit too much to bear. You have one over by the half wall as well. Invidian can't even lock down a single kill. It's not possible at all going on through this one. And there's the final kill. Team Moon. Wow, what a search and destroy. 6-2 over Los Galacticos. And honestly, just statistically alone going into this matchup, Cam, I honestly thought that Los Galacticos were not only going to take that first hard point, but I thought Search was going to be a clear-cut decision. There is something going absolutely crazy for this Los Galacticos roster over the past 24 hours, losing to 67K and now in this exact situation. But what's mostly freaky for them as well is the overall standings. Because Connect 4, again, they're 2-0 up over 67K. That's your biggest threat for either making it to the knockout bracket or playoffs for Los Galacticos. On the other side, Team Moon got to be feeling pretty good because now you're continuously creating space in between yourselves and 67K. Relegation is getting further and further away from you all.
Yeah, it must be a full moon over there in Europe or something where they're harnessing their power. So far, so good. They're red hot out of the gates. They go up 2-0 now on Los Galacticos. Turn our attention to a raid control, but before that, we'll take a very, very short break here. Appreciate everybody tuning in to more Challengers action. We'll take a quick one, and we'll be right back.
I'm free from living lies, free from my own deception, headed the right direction. I walk through the fields of mud. I thought I'd find a shelter in you, a perfect sky. Doors open, doors close in my heart again. Wonder how long it'll take till I kill the pain. Your walls between us keep me far away. There's no way back. Your heart is full of breath. Trying to move on, raise my head to the horizon when I know what's to come. I'm scared to be alone, stuck at the same place that we've been, but I cannot get out. Doors open, doors close in my heart again. Wonder how long it'll take till I go the pain. Your walls between us keep me far away. There's no way back. There's no way back. There's no way back. Your heart is full of bricks.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Call of Duty Challengers action here in the Europe division. Stage 2, Split 2. And so far, Team Moon, red hot out of the gates. They go up 2-0 on Galacticos. But just to update you on what's happening over on the main channel, you got Connect 4. They're up 2-0 on Orglis as they play Control right now. Still just kind of getting started in that Control game, but that's going to be a good one as well. To remind you, this is the only match we're going to have on the community stream for EU. But like I say, there's action over on the main channel. And then later on tonight, we'll be back to give you that NA competition. Some more games will be ready to go at 8 p.m. So we'll have a little break here, but don't worry, because we'll be back later on tonight. And if you're really looking for more COD action, there's plenty going on the main channel. But we jump into Raid Control here. It's going to be Team Moon trying to close things out in 3, and Galacticos trying to keep themselves alive. I mean, the fact that it's Raid, does that favor one of these teams, you think, in terms of the momentum right now in the series?
I mean, momentum aside from the series, I think the mode overall just favors one of Los Galacticos. They are 5-1 through Elite number 2. Well, on the opposite side of things, Team Moon, well, they're 1-5. And as far as oh no, oh wait,
players flying around.
Are we good? Nope. Might have been a host error, but as my final point to it, again, for Los Galacticos, they've played Raid Control 2 times. They've won it both of those times. They are, again, 5-1 overall. For Team Moon, they have not played this map mode combo, but at any point in time, you're just looking for anything to stick for Control at this point in time. I don't think momentum is going to be able to help Team Moon, but I can't say the statistics even mean anything at this point, Cam, because they were also 2-6 for Search and Destroy. I thought that was going to be a clear-cut favorite going in towards the way that I've seen Los Galacticos play for many of the previous weeks that I have been given the pleasure of commentating over top of them, but Team Moon absolutely flipped the script, so anything is very possible. They are playing very good Call of Duty today.
Yeah, I mean, anything really does become possible. You get to these later parts of the season when they start to matter more, especially in this split. And we kind of mentioned a little bit about the standings. You got Galacticos. They're in there at 2nd place right now, so not so much to worry about. Obviously, every game important. But for Team Moon, you're in 6th out of 8. You're just barely on the cusp of being in that relegation zone, so there's a lot more riding on this one. And so far, they're playing like that's the case.
Yeah, absolutely. And there is a lot on the line throughout the entirety of the day. I know this for day 4 in stage 2, that it's a very easy narrative to grasp that there's a lot on the line for these 4 matches. And it's very true. Even though Passion is the only one that is solidified, and you've been seeing the standings floating in and out from our breaks and from time to time throughout the broadcast as well, that Passion, they are 6-0. They have solidified themselves. We will see them in stage 3 as well as playoffs that are happening just in a few more days' time. But Los Galacticos, they are on the cusp of actually losing that that second place position to none other than Connect 4, who again are swiftly 2-0 up over Orglis, who are also 3-3. They're guaranteed to see themselves in the knockout bracket, but all the way at the bottom, Trainhard Esports, they are out. 1-5, no longer can be a part of that knockout bracket at the very least. 67K, they had a shot and an opportunity. Their matchup at the end of the day will be actually up against the undefeated Passion. They would have had to been able to try to 3-0 them. Very tough to say the least, but Team Moon are now building that space in between them. Even as far as series count is concerned, we're leading in the map differential, but with the way that they're looking to close out the series here, that might just be able to be the final solidification to put themselves in the 6th place. But there's a lot that can end up happening, mostly looking at that 6th and 7th and 2nd and 3rd, given how the rest of the matches play out for the evening, Cam.
Yeah, train hard. They're down there at the bottom. It's all but done and dusted. Not much more to play for, unfortunately. Just hadn't had the performance they were looking for. But for Team Moon, you're down near the bottom. But so far, so good today. Really, really strong performance in the first 2 maps as we try to reset this lobby to be raid control for map 3, where they try to close things out. For Galacticos, I mean, you've solidified yourself. You're a top 2 team. Just, and we know how Call of Duty can be a day-to-day thing where sometimes you're just not on. And so far today, it just has looked like one of those days where they're just not clicking the way they'd like to. But this could be a huge mode, as we always talk about control, the swing mode, trying to create a reverse sweep. It all has to start here as we get the lobby reset. We're loading back in. I mean, is there a key for Galacticos right now? One big glaring hole in their play so far through these first 2 maps for you?
Well, I'll get to that point, but I also just like to state that I'm an idiot because I forgot that what actually happened yesterday and all the Call of Duty that I watched, and even in the head-to-head to Los Galacticos beat Connect 4, so it doesn't even matter. So take every little bit that I said about that 2nd place and just throw it out the window. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. But as far as the glaring aspects in their game for Los Galacticos, I mean, Journey's been really struggling if what we saw from the hardpoint, not the same explosive nature of what we saw yesterday. That all has to be corrected in the same decisive ability to win gunfights like that has to come through the SMGs of Los Galacticos, and well, not too bad for an opening break off to defend the B zone.
Journey's going to find 2. It was an interesting play call for Moon to go straight to B. It doesn't work out, but now off spawn, a player at A grabbing some progress. First tick very close. So far, though, the defense, the ones forcing the emphasis. Big kills, though, back the other way from Moon. They're getting some map control. They're pushing back up. Genesis is watching them spawn. He's going to find 1. Metal's there to trade him out. So we get to one of these slow points in the round. A is going to see almost its 3rd tick of progress. If you're Galacticos, probably going to go ahead and chalk that one up. Now get your setup down. Get ready to defend B.
All right, here we go. 2 minutes on the board, and that clock is already stalled out. Team Moon are just the ferocity that they started off that right hardpoint has continued all the way to this exact moment in time. There's 1, 2, now 3 players here for Team Moon. They can stack this. They can zone Los Galacticos out as the first tick comes through.
They're able to grab A early there. Now the setup in place at B. Teammates falling all around Breezy as he tries to play his life and climb up into cutout. Aroma's going to go down as well, but he's still back here being a nuisance in enemy lines. He's going to have to wait for his teammates to come off spawn. Player chasing after him is Journey. Just so close. Cat and mouse game. Finally going to get that kill. Teammates finding 2. That's lucky. Really good stuff here for Galacticos to stabilize this round. They have the lives in their favor. Moon have to go back to the drawing board. Think about how they want to make this break.
In power position right now for Invidian is going to see that there's a crossover inside of AC. You got to get Invidian out from this position, but they also help from Journey underneath bottom condo. All these kills are great for Los Galacticos. So far, they are leading in the lives department by just about 3. And the continuous zoning away and finessing for top condo is absolutely amazing. Invidian got caught with a weapon swap, but still, nevertheless, Team Moon are just looking to grasp themselves an opportunity with a numbers advantage to push this B zone.
Yeah, huge plays from Invidian to slow down the push. A lot of time wasting there, but 2 big kills for Team Moon might be an opportunity to advance on the map. Invidian finding 1, backing up to regen. Metals from the other side. A huge flank is going to find 2 just when you don't expect it. Petey and Breezy go down. This is looking really, really good right now for Galacticos with those 2 kills. Genesis still trying to finesse in Money Room. He's going to get away with his life, so that's huge. A couple players here to set up in Kitchen, but just really strong showing so far from the defense. You still got time to make this happen, though, if you're Team Moon.
Gotta read that this push is coming through the backside of Spiral. Invidian's gonna have to be that player that deals with it. Flash will connect, regen comes through, but gunfight not coming their way. There was great help over here as well. Still gotta worry about top condo. Journey's gonna be that player up here. Brezzy swiftly deals with it. Not enough to be able to get presence on B, given that Los Galacticos still have cover of money, but halfway towards that 2nd tick of progress and 34 seconds left to play. Team Moon would love this push to count.
Yeah, really back and forth right now, but Moon starting to find their way in this round. They have the live advantage. They have the players on the point. This final tick of progress is flying away. 2 players on it to stack. Invidian tries to make the challenge to slow things down. Teammates there for contest as well, but as the trades come through, there's going to be 1 life left, and that's enough for Team Moon to close out round 1. They win it on offense. Really strong stuff. Felt like Galacticos was answering back there, but in the end, war of attrition, and Moon win it.
Yeah, you remember, I mean, they had about like 2 minutes and 10 seconds after the A zone got captured, so that was a pretty solid hold, all things considered. And for about a solid minute or in some change, Invidian and co were just finessing in and around the condo. You even see it at the end of the best play. It's this position right here, as well as the top staircase, that you really have to be aware of. And you lose so many lives as that angle all the way over towards garage is a pretty swift one. And when you lose a handful of lives and you're down to about 2 to 4, unless some magical plays end up happening, it is so tough to break that setup. But Aroma was flying throughout the entirety of that first round. They are at 12-7. That's your AR player, by the way. Late OBJ score. Going to be looking to hold things down here on defense below Galacticos. They turn their attention towards A first.
Moon so far so good, carrying that momentum from the first 2 maps into this one. Aroma finding 2, finding 3. The shots are so solid with that Krig. Breezy holding things down by Zig. Gonna be able to get away with his life. You got PD also pushed up in the spawns. Really starting to fall apart here for Galacticos as 2 AR players finding 3 pieces for Team Moon. All of a sudden, lives heavily in favor of the defense, and this is really starting to look detrimental for the Galacticos.
It absolutely is. And Aroma's on 7 straight, 16-7 for them too. So potential to play for streaks for them as well. And I mean, that's just going to be the final nail in the coffin. And if it ends up going the way that it's looking so far, Journey's trying to make a play. They will be sliced down to size as soon as PD gets an angle coming out of kitchen. Enough coverage for Brezzy to push on forward. They'll be dealt with. But again, the trades are just too much. And now we're down to 32 seconds, Cam, and Los Galacticos, they're not looking too healthy as far as lives are concerned. And they got to try to make a play to stop the clock on one of these zones.
There has just been nowhere to go off the spawn. Such a great job in terms of map control for Team Moon as they continue to fill it up. PD's on his own streak now. Terrence still hasn't died over here. He's on 8. He's got the artillery. He's got the cruise. That should set up well for the next round. Because at this point, no reason to use it. You don't need the streaks. Your team has everything in check right now. Still 15 seconds left to get onto a point, and they try to slow the time down at B. Breezy's there to get them off it. Really just an almost perfect round right here from Moon.
It's really just flawless almost. They only lost 10 lives so far. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. In that kill disparity, if Los Galacticos are able to win a handful of rounds, might just come into effect. Aroma actually calling in the cruise missile just to solidify the round. There are ego challenges. I'm going to add the term ego streaks. I'm not too sure about that one, Cam, if it was even needed, but whatever it may be, they still have the artillery to play with in this upcoming round, and it's going to be on offense. This is raid control, where offensive rounds are a lot easier to win out of the others in the map pool for this variant. But even still, when it comes down to the gun skill, just look from top to bottom as far as KD is concerned. The only one that is positive for Los Galacticos is Invidian at 12-10. I don't know how you deal with an AR player of Aroma's caliber. They're at 18-7, still on that 9 spree. PD was teeing off. Brezzy's at 13-9. Say what you will about Genesis at 7-13, but they're just the first one into the zone every single time playing that entry SMG.
Yeah, these assault rifle players for Team Moon, clogging up all the lanes, not giving any openings for Galacticos as they try to keep themselves in this series. One more round for Moon will do it, and it's Aroma, who has been red hot throughout this game, 19-8. Used that streak, but still hanging on to the artillery. Now PD on the point, the other AR. He's having a great game as well. Second tick of progress, so close to coming through. Breezy's just going to play the kills as Invidian tries to trade back. Lucky finding another. Still have to worry about Breezy here by A. If he gets back onto the point, he should get that second tick of progress. He does. So that's a pretty good showing right there. Now, all of a sudden off spawn, a chance to go B. PD trying to be the first one to open things up. His teammates there in support. They're holding the open steps. They're holding the long lanes. And if Galacticos can't get these kills quickly, this could be a good opportunity to capture B as well.
Could be, yeah. I mean, PD is still over here. PD's just keeping their life, is able to find 2 kills for this life at his zone control. First tick of progress, second one should be gained, given that these gunfights continue to go in the favor for Team Moon. And there's 2 ticks now on both these zones. Los Galacticos, you got to make a decision. Do we stop this here, or do we just chalk it?
Such a good job at switching up their focus. They go A to start, now back at B, really keeping Galacticos guessing. They're able to clear off the kills at B for the time being, but while they're doing that, Team Moon's capturing A. They're going to extend the time limit on the round. Plenty of time, 2 minutes to just get 1 tick of progress at B. Really just going to take 1 clean sweep. they should be able to stack the point. But we get to a slow moment here where teams have to decide what they want to do to make this break happen. Invidian up top is going to fall to the trade with Genesis. That's a huge opening for Team Moon. You're down in the lives slightly, but you still have so much time to work with.
Still so much time to work with, indeed, to get one tick, or just look at the kill disparity as well. Los Galacticos, they have 1:30 just to continue to work this win condition. But they can't lose one convincing gunfight. And although the gunfights are looking pretty good, watch out for player number 4. Aroma's on the big flank here. Invidian's going to get the information just a little bit too late. So that kill's going to come through. Now you got to deal with Aroma that's going to potentially be looking at a couple of spawn kills. But it's happening for Los Galacticos on the other side. Lucky will lose their life. So now the pinch can start to form.
Yeah, big momentum there is starting to form for Galacticos. It's actually Aroma on the backside to kind of slow it down and give his team a chance to get towards the point. Everybody's trying to push through the bottom of the pool mansion. Genesis, that's a huge kill onto Metals, but you can see how these sight lines are being held by the ARs of Galacticos. There's just not been much room to move forward. Lives still heavily in favor of Galacticos, but it's just one tick that Team Moon needs. They only need to just get one clean break, and they should be able to grab it. But huge shots coming out of Journey, switching guns, the overkill setup. And again, it's Genesis now getting into the basketball court. Might have had a chance to be a nuisance. He's going to fall as well. Really, really strong showing from the defense. There's a lot of time to hang on to this point, but they're doing it so far. Only 6 lives left for Moon.
Got 2 respawns remaining now for Team Moon. This push has to count, and it's not looking like it's going to count for much of anything. Los Galacticos, they just got to play it slow, play it smart. This is such a big life lead given how the other 2 rounds started. If you remember, I brought up the point that these upcoming rounds, if Los Galacticos are able to win them and send them to round 5, have to be so convincing if they are looking to get on the defensive side, which, given how this round is going, it is their favored side, to say the least. Genesis, the last alive. Los Galacticos will deal with them swiftly over by Zig, and will put themselves on the board here for control. Gonna have to reverse sweep in control to start the reverse sweep for the series. That is just a crazy narrative within its own self.
Yeah, it's a lot to ask, but that's the right start that they needed. Really commanding win on defense. Now they'll have to go back on offense and see if they can at least force another map. But, I mean, Team Moon have just looked so good. That's the one time we've seen them kind of falter. We head back to switch sides. They're going to be on defense in a pretty good spot here. I'm not sure if anybody has any streaks to play with, but that could also come in big. We talked about how Aroma used it there in that first round, almost an ego streak, as you described it, and it might come back to be detrimental. No streaks on the board for either team right now. That probably could have come in huge in this round. He used it earlier on. Not going to have it here. We jump into things off the break. Genesis trading it out, and Zig, he's going to go down. And it's just a slow start here. But the A capture coming through for Galacticos. There is an artillery actually in the hands of Aroma, so that might come in crucial later on in this round.
It just might, too, and that's a resource you want to hold on to if it goes to round 5. Los Galacticos, the second take of progress will be here at A. Brezzy, lying awake over by Zig, has another isolated 1v1 versus Metals across from Art. The second take of progress, almost towards the third, will be secured until the pinch from PD will be coming all the way through. They find themselves a handful of kills, but that's okay. Los Galacticos, again, you spawn parallel to the opposite zone of which you just died at, of which they are now looking at the B zone. They find an opening kill to start moving their way forward, but inside the cutout wall, there are a few players, and a crossover by basketball courts. Los Galacticos are going to have to cut their spawns short and just start to focus over towards another push.
Yeah, really putting the map knowledge on display. Our Team Moon, they get the kills at A. They're ready for the push to come through at B. They get another clean sweep. Now back to the drawing board for Galacticos. They still have that last tick to capture at A, and it's wide open. I mean, Team Moon's going to go ahead and let them grab it because they know that their defense has been so strong at B. So we're getting an extension of this round in terms of the time. Lives pretty close right now, slightly in favor of the defense. It's going to be Galacticos trying to figure out how they want to make this happen. The long routes coming through from Journey. He's checking every corner. Gonna lay eyes on a Breezy. Really good shots there to clean up that one kill. Now at the backside, Genesis the next one up to try to slow this down. Lucky's just going to say, I'm going right into jungle. Metal's in from behind. He's going to support his teammate. The 2-piece just not going to come through. So far, a chance to breathe here for Moon. It felt like maybe the opening for Galacticos, but this is good here from Breezy. Another big kill.
Yeah, it was actually a really big kill. Invidian would have loved to hold their life, given that you still have Lucky inside of Kitchen. You don't have to push this if you are Team Moon. You just have to be aware that that position is there. Aroma, it's got a sub, was just over by the water, just waiting for a push through. They find a spawn kill. And all these numbers that keep on dwindling down is a 6 life lead now for Team Moon. And Los Galacticos, they got to try to make their way past the condo, if not the middle of the map. But every single time they try to make a coordinated team play, one of them ends up going down. And when you're continuously losing numbers one by one, these trades are not favorable for an offensive team to try to make a push for a zone.
So difficult to capture B, and we're seeing that right now. You can try to hit the front side, but You got players pushed up into Mansion for Team Moon. The long wrap isn't working either, as Genesis was holding it down, finally going to fall, but right off spawn, picking it back up. Terrence in mid. That's going to be a huge kill for Metals to maybe try to push through. He's getting towards the kitchen. He's going to fall to Genesis, though. There's just nowhere for Los Galacticos to go. They're down to their last 4 lives. Team Moon on the cusp of it here, trying to close this one out in 3 games. And I mean, yeah, there's just no room for Galacticos. It's all but over with. Put a bow on it. Really strong showing from Team Moon in these final moments. They are going to close it out. They take it 3-0. Handily fashion when they get this win, and it's really huge for the standings. They're starting to make their way up, avoiding that relegation zone.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, the big 4-team Moon, Los Galacticos. I mean, say what you will. Maybe they were playing maps they weren't utterly comfortable on. Maybe they were just joking around. It doesn't really matter. They will be second place regardless. Connect 4 were able to secure the win over Orglis, who Orglis would probably be the immediate team to try and threaten Los Galacticos. It hadn't gone their way, but there are a lot of other things, a lot of other stipulations that had to be coming all the way through. But yeah, the biggest conversation is Team Moon moving further away from that relegation zone. As the matches continue on through the rest of the day, you're looking for 67K versus Passion. That should be happening, I believe, actually off stream, as well as you have Elite 2 versus Train Hard. So with all those matches ended up happening, those were probably the biggest stipulations out of everything for EU challengers. But I mean, the knockout bracket and the playoff bracket is really starting to fizzle all together, Cambert. And honestly speaking, this Team Moon roster, with what they were able to showcase today, especially with coming out from players like Aroma and PD, the AR lineup was playing just so explosive that most of the time when you're thinking about Team Moon as a roster through the run through the cups of recent qualifier to go inside stage 2 and even through stage 2, it's mostly just talking about the SMG lineup. It's mostly been all Brezzy, to be quite candid with you, but seeing Aroma teeing off and PD in fine form today versus a very tough Los Galacticos roster, that's actually big. Very, very big for them.
Big time win for Team Moon. They grab some momentum. They take it 3-0 over Los Galacticos. We're not going to have another game here for the EU stage, but over on the mainstream, you still got more action taking place. Like you said, Orglis versus Connect 4 just finished up. Now it's going to be Train Hard versus Elite 2. So go ahead over there and check out that stream as well. We'll be back here later on tonight for NA action at 8 p.m. But we're going to sign off for now. Cambert here for my good friend Proper. We'll catch you in just a little while later on tonight. Go check things out on the mainstream.